And we are live here on Gaming with Geeks. As we're hot in the thick of it, these arguments with these shill journalists who aren't going to get their early copy reviews to review The Last of Us Part 2. They're not going to be able to shill as hard, and they're really upset about it. I'm here with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Jeremy, how are you doing?
What's up, blue check marks? You're all little bitches. Shut your fucking mouths. That's it. So.
Nice. And we're here with Mark, who is somehow wearing a beanie while his AC is out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm boiling right now. But yeah, no, I did actually get an on-time review out for getting an early code, but I actually had to pay that developer and kickstart their game in order to do it. So they don't send us free codes and pay us in order to review their game on time. They just copyright strike us.
That's right.
Nice haircut, Ryan. That's right. It is a nice haircut. I just went out. I just went out to get my haircut for the first time in like, I don't know, 2 months or something. It's been forever. I feel awesome. I'm loving it. Looks like somebody else wants the link here.
Quit? So, did he just quit? Did he just quit?
Did he just get up and walk away? Mark, do you know your camera's off, Mark? Or that your camera's on still?
Yeah.
Hello, Mark. What are you doing?
I just went to go get my water bottle.
Did you know your camera was still on?
Well, yeah, because then that way people would know that I'm not really hearing or like interacting with. Like, no, I'm going to get my water bottle. I have nothing to hide from these people. I love these people. They're our audience. They're great.
We love Mark. We love Mark.
That's right. Yes, we do. And we are here to talk about Naughty Dog and why. Why are we talking about Sony? Why are we talking about The Last of Us Part 2? Well, we have something that we are waiting for in a couple of days, or in a couple of minutes, not a couple of days. Right here, The Last of Us Part 2. We're going to get the state of play for PlayStation.
And they have the like to dislikes turned off because they're bitches.
Of course they do.
Typical
Shocking.
bitches from Naughty Dog, who also hit me with 2 more DMCA strikes on Twitter. I'm just going to keep posting them. I don't care. I will keep posting them. Not going to stop.
That's
and
right.
we're arguing with the shills on Twitter right now, the blue check marks. Wow, we have some celebrities in the house. We have Mary Mayhem, we have Darth Barbie, and Neil Cuckman. Neil Cuckman is here. Say hello to Neil Cuckman, everybody. Prepared, he said. Highlight it.
Which one?
Neil Cuckman. It says, prepare to be amazed. Anita and I have prepared something special today.
I'm sure you have, Neil. It's going to be really interesting. You know, that so many people are going to hate on this because of what's been going down. We also have someone else here. We have Andrew about to come in right now. Andrew, what's going on?
What's going on, Geeks and Gamers? What's going on, team?
What's up, man?
How are you? We're here to. Everyone's really excited to evaluate The Last of Us Part 2 gameplay. You know, we saw an hour and a half of it already. I feel like that's enough to judge it on.
I think we've seen all of it, pretty much. Are they going to show us now? I do have everybody golf playing on the PlayStation for no particular reason. Also have Mario Golf playing for no particular reason. I don't know. You know, there's no meaning behind me having golf games going on.
Why do we not have a new Mario Golf?
I don't know.
We have motion controls.
No. Oh, I hate motion
Not
controls.
Switch Lite people though, right? Like,
No,
you
not
can't-
Switch Lite. That would be like Mario
Actually-
Tennis. They wouldn't be able to play it.
Can you connect Joy-Cons to a Switch Lite?
Nope.
No,
That
like
is the only
not
game I
physically.
like.
I mean, like connect them and play with them.
Nope.
Really? Huh.
The only game I liked on Wii was the tennis. Was
No.
Wii
You mean-
Tennis?
you mean the Wii Sports tennis?
One, yeah. That's the only thing that my brother had a Wii, and I constantly made fun of him for it because he was a freaking loser. But that's the only thing he could ever get me to play with him.
I remember
Wii
the first
Sports.
time I played a Wii, and I was like, I went and I played Wii Sports at my friend's house, and I'm like, this is the single greatest invention in the history of existence. And then like a week later, I was like, yeah, that's kind of crappy, to be honest. It's gonna,
The new Wii game dropped. Guess what, guys? It's a collection of mini games.
yeah. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And then I was like, yeah, it's all right. No big deal. I did like Wii Sports Resort though. Wii Sports Resort was fun. Traveling around Woohoo Island. But anyway, I don't want to get Ryan upset. We got to save his anger for later tonight for Mario Kart. So no need to get that started right now.
There's literally an infinite supply. There's no reason to conserve. I'm energy efficient when it comes to rage.
Renewable energy, Ryan.
That's exactly. We don't run off fossil fuels here. So I'm basically just like a nuclear reactor. You fuel me up, I'll go for 50 years, no problem. But it's interesting. Like you said, Jeremy, right before we started this, really, we got into a little bit of fight with some blue check marks, specifically one, Eric Kane, who writes for Forbes, who I'm about, I'm trying to decide when I'm going to drop this video because it's ready to go, but I might wait till right after the state of play is done to drop it.
My video for Geeks and Gamers did very well in the first hour. It hit 10,000 views, so it was tracking very well.
The one on these idiots?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So, and it's still tracking really well. So we'll see. But yeah, I would recommend dropping it pretty. Honestly, you probably drop it now.
All right. We're going to do that then. Finish up the.
That was disappointing because I've actually read a lot of Eric Kane's articles because Forbes Gaming was one of the only video game websites that the military didn't block, so I could read it at work. And he's not a terrible writer, but he has a weird view about what fair treatment constitute. He seems to think that not being given an early review copy of the game is the same thing as being copyright struck, or more important, actually.
Yeah,
odd take.
Such journalisming.
Yeah, so I read one article of his. I'm sure I've read more before because it's just on Forbes, but I read one article because it was something that was relevant. I just pulled up his whole fucking history of the past couple months. It was on the Snyder Cut. He spelled Zack Snyder's name wrong in the title, and then in the third sentence, he got the release date of Justice League wrong. So that dude's a fucking idiot. What an absolute piece of trash.
How do you spell? So do you spell it Z-A-C-H? Is that what
he spelled it Zack Cinder.
Really?
Zack Cinder, yeah. Zack Cinder's Justice League.
Would Forbes not have editors that should pick that up too, though? Like, even if he doesn't proofread it himself, like, I don't know.
That's not good. That's not.
I literally saw it within a second of looking at the article, because and that does, to be fair, that happens on Twitter from time to time. One person will use the hashtag and spell it wrong, and then people just use the autocomplete one, and it's like, release the Cinder Cut. And all of a sudden, 10,000 people have tweeted, release the Cinder Cut. But he should be held to a higher standard. He's a journalist, guys. He has a blue check mark. Ironically, in my video that I'm about to drop, he makes fun of somebody for using the wrong form of your and retweets them and corrects them while in his article.
That doesn't shock me one little bit. These garbage tier websites know nothing about editing and formatting. Honestly,
yeah, I can see Andrew was squirming as you were talking about that because he's one of our editors for geeksandgamers.com.
Give me a freaking aneurysm.
I even do like 4 or 5 redrafts of my scripts, and I read them aloud in my videos, so I don't really have to worry about anything being spelt wrong. You guys will never know.
Yeah,
but it bothers me.
If I have to look at it and it's an eyesore because you can't figure out which version of your or you are to use.
The thing that gets everybody is it's, though. IT''S or ITS. The possessive being no apostrophe really messes people up.
I mean,
I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for him to respond to me because he just tweeted out, I'm not sure why people have such a hard time comprehending this. The reason it's important to receive a review copy ahead of launch is so that you can provide a critique of the game by the time most people are going to either buy or not buy it. Pretty simple. So I retweeted and I said, the mental gymnastics going on here are amazing. You want review copies early for clicks. Everyone knows this. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but don't sit there and be disingenuous. Go, we want to provide a service for people. Literally just an hour ago, you told me how it's not your responsibility to cover the copyright abuse going on. Yet now you're trying to act like you're the moral superiority. Which is it? You know? So again, you want clicks. That's fine. The reason you want the clicks is because you guys can't ever report on the real story out there. like the copyright abuse, because you're scared to lose access, which is why you're called the access media. So this is why you want the benefit of having early access to reviews, because you know that's going to drive traffic. Again, there's nothing wrong with that in isolation, but don't sit here and try to spin the story. So then he responded to me and he said, you have and continue to argue in bad faith. And I responded, define quote unquote bad faith. And he hasn't responded. Basically, it means you disagreed with me. So I'm waiting to be called toxic.
Yeah. So, well, I think that where you can kind of see through the mask there is that the only thing that a on release date review is going to help the consumer with is if it's a negative review. And what I mean by that is no one needs to buy a game on opening day if it's a great game that they didn't realize was going to be great and they should go out and buy it. You can wait a week, you can wait 2 weeks. It's only the people that are super excited and very much planning to get the game when it launches that will be swayed by a review saying, no, this game that you thought was going to be good is actually bad. Do you think there's any chance that Forbes is going to be giving The Last of Us 2 a bad review? Does anyone actually think that they are going to play this game and be like, oh yeah, no, nobody buy this? So he's saying, no, I need to be able to warn the consumers that this game that is hotly anticipated and millions of people have pre-ordered is actually going to be really good. So it's like, okay, thanks for helping us.
Yeah, you're spot on. You're 100% spot on.
I'm just retweeting now. I'm sharing my video. I just tagged Eric Kane. I said I'm a man of my word because he was upset that I hadn't covered his situation. So I'm tweeting right now. I'm a man of my word. Here you go, Eric Kane. Make sure you check out my video. Also, at Forbes needs a better editor for your articles. Hashtag Sony, hashtag Naughty Dog. Boom.
Having fun with this one today.
And make sure I don't make any errors because I just made fun of him.
All right, I just tweeted out that we are live. Oops, whoops. Okay, and then I need to retweet this. Krista, if you can, retweet from the Gaming with Geeks, the one I just sent out, and also retweet Ryan's video because we like Ryan when he's not playing Mario Kart.
Well, that's
true.
true.
Like anybody who isn't playing Mario Kart, to be honest. Like, I got respect for you, Jeremy. You're my boss, but I don't even like you on Mario Kart.
I was angry yesterday.
We got a $2 super chat from Biggles. Mets, thank you, Biggles. Look at Ryan with the fresh haircut. Yes, that is true. They just opened up my thing. I stood in line for a little bit, and I got my first haircut that I've had in 2 months, something like that. So I'm really excited. Thanks for noticing, Biggles.
What's this growing on your face?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, well, this is like I haven't had to shave for the past week, so I grew it out a little bit. I'm gonna have to shave it tomorrow. So I had 1 day. In an ideal world, I would like to keep my hair at this length and grow out this just a little bit longer. But I have 1 day of this, and I'm gonna have to shave it because
Mark has that look like not my proudest fap look.
I'm at no, just like my beard's now at like Obi-Wan Kenobi Revenge of the Sith tier. Like I've got like the mustache that's going right over my upper lip.
A little bit longer down here, and then you'll be there.
Maybe.
Man.
I see a super sticker. I'm trying to find out what it looks like here.
It's keep it up, working out. The working out emoji, keep it up, from NG1 Teve. So thank you for that. We appreciate that.
Nice.
And yeah, so basically we're just getting ready for the state of play from The Last of Us Part 2 over on Sony's YouTube channel, where they have likes and dislikes turned off. I'm surprised they even are allowing comments right now during the live stream, to be honest with you, because they still do have them on, right?
I think that's going to change, to be honest, pretty soon.
That surprises me.
We were just talking about the Snyder Cut, and Film God pops up, says release the air cut, and I 100% agree.
Release the Lord and Miller cut. Release the Lord and Miller cut. That's what we want. So,
but I was just tweeting today about HBO Max. I signed up at like midnight last night, basically. I'm really excited for HBO Max. Really excited for the Snyder Cut. But we're here to talk about something that a lot of people are still excited about, which is The Last of Us Part 2, unless you've seen the leaks. So Let's see how much time we have left. 9 minutes left. Might as well pull this up and full screen it. Boom, boom. I'll share my audio too before I forget, like an idiot.
Oh God!
Right.
Now Vito's involved now. Oh my God!
Oh God! About like on whose side?
I think he's on Eric's side, and then he'll probably fucking send me an apology after I roast him because this is what Vito always fucking does. So
yeah.
Send in the clowns.
Who are you talking about, Krista? Who's wearing the same colored shirt? Who are we talking about? We're all wearing different. I mean, me and Mark are wearing the same colored shirt. Clarify. But yeah, you can see
my Star Wars villain shirt.
Look at this. This is a no symbol, a white flag, and a rainbow. There's a bunch of rainbows in the chat right now.
I just retweeted Vito. So of course you don't get it, Vito. Literally nobody's surprised by that.
I like Vito. I think he's funny.
Vito. I have no problem with Vito, but Vito just says the stupidest shit sometimes. Like the other day when he was going after bounding in the comics. You guys see that? You know? Oh my gosh.
Well, even he and I had an argument over Epic Game Store a little while ago. He was talking about how people don't actually care about earning achievements in games. I'm like, yeah, but like a lot of people do though. Like
I do.
Yeah, I know.
There's games that I give a crap about.
There's websites dedicated to like trophy hunting and stuff for like PlayStation games, I guess, and like achievement hunting for like tons of people like getting that extra value out of their game by being given goals outside of just get to the end of the campaign and then buy a new game. And I don't know. He's like, no, it's not really much of a value add. I'm like, well, it's not nothing though. And Epic doesn't have achievements. That's what I was getting to.
I've heard a lot of people talking about this. Jeremy cluck like a chicken. What is this talking about?
Happened on Mario Kart last night.
Krista started that stupid shit. I don't remember the specifics, but did either one of you guys remember what she said? She was saying something about everybody cluck like a chicken, and we're gonna make you do that tonight, Ryan. Don't worry. So everybody had to cluck like a chicken, and I did the whole. I was like, this is gonna get clipped. Here's your toxic leader of Geeks and Gamers, and I started clucking like a chicken, and I'll probably regret that. For the rest
clown
of my
emojis.
Oh, we got clown emojis in their chat. Sweet.
That was me.
So Geedum59JS says, Ryan, please host Mario Kart permanently. Jeremy sucks at it.
I am 100% okay with this. I would much rather focus on winning and not entertaining. So
I'm sure I've seen the analytics. I'm sure you are comfortable with me hosting. But I can't listen. It's like the fucking death of me when I have to fucking host those things. I can't do it every night. I just can't.
We had well over 100 people both the last two times.
About 135, 40 people. But
yeah.
but Ryan makes more money.
The sound notifications were actually on.
Ryan shakes his tail feather though, and he makes more money. So
that's true. That's true. We have a Xbox's #1 fan in here. That's what that person says.
I mean, they're not, but and I like my Xbox.
We'll see what happens. I'll be interested to see what happens with PS5. If we get any like actual, I think I heard June 3rd. Have you heard anything about this, Mark? I heard maybe June 3rd or June 5th or something, somewhere around there for a PlayStation, kind of a PlayStation reveal.
I'm pretty sure it was July. There's my golf tee, my golf green that I posted in their chat. But no, I know that the Halo Infinite thing that Xbox is doing is going to be in July. So it's debatable whether Sony's going to want to try to get out before that or see if Microsoft announces a price and then try to react accordingly. I don't think they've announced anything though, or Sony, I mean.
Yeah. I'm not sure. We do have Mr. Dr. Cornbread for the win for $3.99. Who's ready for a golfing simulator? Well, I think Jeremy has already shown us that he is.
Got everybody golf behind me. I've got Mario Golf for no particular reason whatsoever. Not trying to send any subliminal messages or anything like that. It has nothing to do with anything with Abby or golf clubs or Joel or anything like that. Nothing at all.
That's right. The fuck is it doing? Fucking StreamYards. All right. And we also have a $10 super chat from Dark Side Droids. I didn't get my advanced shield copy of The Last of Abby Part 2. Please feel sorry for me. Sincerely, Forbes, aka pronouns in bio. Thank you, Dark Side Droids. I saw you write that. You're like, having Forbes in your bio is bad as having your pronouns. That's what he said.
It might even be worse.
Yeah,
I kind of want to add pronouns to my bio and just make it that.
No, make it Tanuki.
Yeah.
I suppose it depends what your pronouns actually are, whether it's worse or not. But yeah, like I said, I was curious that he made this tweet. Now, something that I actually covered in my video is the fact that Forbes Paul Tassi actually covered the leaks back when they happened. And like didn't go hard, he didn't like reveal them all, but he was talking a lot about how Naughty Dog was really kind of spiraling, trying to do damage control. That's one of the things he wrote about. And it makes me wonder if the fact that he wrote about that, it wasn't even that negative a light, but if that's why Forbes didn't get a review copy. Maybe that's what Sony's trying to do. They're really trying to stack the deck. So,
yeah, I mean, this is, again, this is a bigger problem. Like, I mean, I get it. I understand in isolation, companies like Forbes and everything, as part of their business model to get these review copies, and they probably have gotten to a point where they expect that, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But my point is you have none of the IGN, Kotaku, Polygon, Forbes, none of them have covered the blatant copyright abuse from Sony and Naughty Dog. None of them. Not one story. Yet the moment that Sony or Naughty Dog needs a positive story out there about Last of Us, they're all first in line to push that story. And that is my problem with it, where when I saw the blue checkmark guy crying because he didn't get a review copy, I decided to respond sarcastically and go, poor blue checkmark. I'm sorry this happened to you. That's all I said. Of course, Vito leaves out the context of that when he's retweeting, by the way, because that's what Vito does. And then he responded. The checkmark guy responded. So then I responded, because he was basically, making my point that he's an entitled douchebag. Like, you're not entitled to these review copies. It's a perk that you are used to getting, but you're not entitled to it. And the fact that you're disappointed is laughable. It's laughable that you're disappointed and you said, I guess I'll have to go buy the game. Oh, so painful for you. I am so fucking sorry that you have to actually go buy a game like 99.9% of everyone else. You poor douchebag. That's my point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's going to be really rough. And I like too how in his post he was just like, well, I'm not going to get my review copy. Oh, well, that's what happens. And he puts a shrug emoji like he doesn't care.
But then it was Lucille Ball, I think, doing like a whole shrug gif.
Yeah, and then he proceeds to spurg for 2 hours about it.
Yeah,
to literally anyone that responds.
He's like losing it big time. So
it's kind of like just a person posting like, yeah, like my portfolio went down in the market a little bit. I guess I'll have to buy the cheap Tesla. It's like, okay. Poor you.
Oh man, I love roasting these people. Like, again, this whole thing was just for me to create some content. And I did it. And he walked right into my trap. Not only did he help me create content, he's helping other people now. Like, he's just fucking going off on everybody now. So it's beautiful. Again, that's the only reason I'm on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter for your feelings. I'm not on Twitter to prove to you that I'm a good guy. I'm not on Twitter for anything other than to entertain and bait stupid people so I can make videos about them. That's what I'm there for. That's it.
I'm there for
the
the
gift
memes.
that keeps on giving sometimes when it comes to content.
I like the memes.
All right. So what's the tip off for this? Do we have a time?
Premiere will begin shortly. So
Okay.
it is now 1:00. So it should be starting, and we'll probably get this stupid fucking noise.
Here we go. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right. So we appreciate everybody being here. And we are ready to roast Naughty Dog on their bullshit. So
John Gray says, fuck Naughty Dog forever. That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Poor guy didn't go down enough on Cuckman, unlike IGN always does. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I saw Greg Miller got his copy. I was like, I wonder if he's going to give the game a good review.
So, how long have these state of plays been going on?
I'm gonna guess probably the next few weeks. So what I'm assuming is that a lot of this
how long have they been going on though?
Oh, you mean like the concept of the state of play presentation? I think like about a year now.
Okay.
The first one I remember being mostly about VR games, and everyone was kind of disappointed because they thought it was going to essentially be like a E3 presentation or something, and I think they just went over like 5 or 6 VR titles, and I think they showed one other like actual like controller based game, but it was kind of an underwhelming one. And but I'm willing to bet that a lot of these presentations are like them pivoting from E3 being canceled. Though Last of Us was supposed to be out before E3, so this was probably only recently thought up in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, Nathan. If Young got his review copy. I wouldn't be surprised. Wario fan 76 says, got a DMC takedown on Twitter from our pals at Muso TNT. I consider it a badge of honor, as you should. As you should.
Yeah. Even PlayStation has that badge of honor.
Right. And this is about to get started. What do you guys think? Leave the chat up, full screen it. What do you guys want?
I'd say leave the chat up. Just so we can see how people react. I want to see how people react in the chat.
We're archiving the chat posts.
Yeah. Because if this really goes bad, they may get rid of the comment section. You know what I mean? They may not put it on the replay. So,
all right. There's the PlayStation starting up. Yep, we like it. All right, mature.
I don't have any sound.
It's just soft.
Okay, got it now.
You wish things were different.
This is just the trailer.
Yeah.
Trailer that constantly cuts to black for like seconds at a time. I was editing my new release video and that was pissing me off. So made it look like I was like forgetting to edit parts of the video.
Yeah. We've already seen this.
I want to see Abby.
She's right there.
She's not in this trailer.
But she was right there. That's who she was yelling at. Please stop.
That's the thing. I'm wondering this presentation, are they going to show Abby gameplay?
No way.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
To do this smart, we'd be leaving Jackson vulnerable.
So they just get to get away with this?
Boom!
How'd you find us?
Wrecked.
Yeah, wrecked.
Stop this.
I want what you want.
I'm gonna cheer so much if we see Abby with a golf club. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. It's gonna be like they announced Mario Galaxy 3 if I see that. So
you're about to hear her voice. You do hear her voice in this.
Sony's YouTube channel is so trash though. Like the max resolution right now, I think it's 720p.
Oh
wait, no, it is auto 1080. This looks like crap. I'm not just I'm watching in a different window, like full resolution, and it doesn't really look too much better than on our screen.
Here it is.
We could have killed you.
I think that's Abby.
Maybe you should have.
Now is Druckmann going to be
Vice President of Naughty Dog and the director of The Last of Us Part 2.
I'm going to comment
Naughty Dog on June 19th, when the game will finally be in your hands. The wait has been long, and we're extremely grateful for your patience, especially now in the midst of these unprecedented and challenging times. We hope you're all taking care of yourselves and that you, your friends, and your loved ones are doing well. Because of these extraordinary
see if my comment shows up.
Can't be together in this final stretch and share the experience like we usually would. So today we're trying something different. Something we've never done before.
State of play.
Over the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to give you an in-depth look into what awaits you in The Last of Us Part 2, including new details about the gameplay experience and story. And to cap it all off, we'll be showing a never-before-seen, lengthy gameplay sequence. You'll definitely want to stick around for that.
We're waiting.
I didn't see my comment.
It's going by pretty quick.
I know. Well, it's with the Geeks and Gamers account, so you see the check mark.
Was kick her to the fireflies and walk away. They were actually going to make a cure. The only catch, it would kill her.
The Last of Us Part 2 picks up Ellie and Joel's story several years after the events of the first game.
She's not even wearing a seatbelt. It's dangerous.
Ellie and Joel have settled in Jackson, Wyoming, amongst a thriving community.
Post-apocalypse driving rules, no seatbelts. First thing to go.
Parts of the world kept outside the town's walls.
Try
Jackson
this again.
was able to find relative peace and even stability. Ellie is now 19, lives on her own, and has been able to forge lasting relationships within the community.
Scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate?
They're doing the weed.
They're doing the devil's lettuce.
I guess they're in
This
Canada.
piece-
That's before a
Jackson and Ellie suffer a
scissoring
violent
scene.
and traumatizing event.
I'm being real.
Ellie sets off back into the treacherous outside world in search of retribution and justice. Her journey will take her to new parts of the country previously unexplored in The Last of Us. The story spans multiple seasons and climates, from the snow-capped mountains of Jackson to the lush Pacific Northwest. Each introduces a wide range of exterior and interior environments for you to navigate and explore, rendered in meticulous detail and unprecedented scale with the latest iteration of the Naughty Dog engine. Our goal was to make these environments not only beautiful, but feel as grounded and authentic to the cities they're based on as possible.
Hey, move the screen down a little bit on your comments, Ryan.
Seattle, a massive
This
former
fucking
quarantine zone.
thing. Get out of here.
Its locales are incredibly diverse,
There it is.
spanning a dense city center with a skyline of towering high-rises to the beautiful suburbs and stormy waterfronts that surround it.
My comments aren't showing up. I just said we want Abby.
Architecture, elevation, and weather. And with Part 2, we've introduced new traversal mechanics that afford greater exploration.
I think
in
I was
ways
muted
that
on there as well.
Ellie is not only able to climb and jump over gaps, but she can use ropes to scale vertical terrain or swing over obstacles, allowing you to discover new areas, resources, and side narratives.
Nice. Seems like
These
Uncharted,
more
right?
open environments also create new strategic considerations in combat, whether it's to get the jump on enemies or bypass them entirely. The Last of Us Part 2 features some of the largest environments we've ever created.
That looks like
Our
my
will allow
comments
Ellie
are showing
to
up.
cover some of these expansive terrains. Some streets are so flooded that a boat is required to navigate them. However, the world of The Last of Us is as lush and inviting as it is deadly. As Ellie uncovers the path to finding those who have wronged her, she must face the many threats of this unknown city. In the wake of the pandemic and the fall of the quarantine zone, Seattle has become a war zone, where two warring factions find themselves in an ongoing conflict for territory and resources. One of these groups is the Washington Liberation Front, otherwise known as the WLF. The WLF are a militia group that began as resistance to the military occupation of Seattle and eventually wrestled control of the city from them. They are highly trained, organized, and well-equipped with weapons they stole from the army. They occupy much of the city, imprisoning or killing trespassers on sight.
Hey, we got another trespasser. A girl. Did you see her?
I'm sure Ellie will be fine. Damn, wrecked.
On the other side of
Yeah,
the
right.
bloody conflict is a group of religious zealots called the Seraphites, or Scars, defined by the self-inflicted deep cuts that they bear across their faces.
That
Like the WLF, they're deeply tribalistic and territorial. They're known for being stealthy, using overgrowth as cover, and they use more silent weapons like bows and arrows.
Christian man bad.
Clip her wings.
But beyond this conflict among survivors,
Wrecked.
the threat that originally brought the world to its knees is very much present. Every
Finally.
human is in danger
I
of
was about to
falling.
say they've been showing like none of the cordyceps or clickers or anything.
They are
Is
the
that Abby?
the runners who are more numerous and aggressive in this game. The blind but extremely deadly clickers, and the
Gross.
stalkers who sneak and hide until they're ready to attack, surprising their victims with extreme agility. And
And that was
brutality.
its twin brother.
The Last of Us Part 2 introduces new stages of infected, such as the Shamblers. Large, heavily armored enemies that are covered in pustules. Upon getting close to you, they expel a corrosive spore cloud that burns its victims.
Those were in the first game though. They were called
Terrifying,
bloaters.
Lethal new forms of infected will have to wait until you play the game for yourselves.
We changed their name, so it's a new enemy.
Well, they do look slightly different.
Will require careful consideration.
The idea of them being heavily armored and covered in pustules that explode into gas, though, like that was exactly the mechanics of the
and
bloaters.
environment to your advantage.
Mark, don't dead name them.
The WLF patrol the streets of Seattle with guard dogs, which are capable of detecting and following you, even while in cover.
You think this guy's connected to the?
They can pick up your scent and alert their handlers to your presence. Listen mode will reveal your scent trail, so keep moving and cause distractions to avoid detection.
They could be hiding anywhere.
25 years after the pandemic began, the world is completely overgrown. Use tall grass to hide from enemies and go prone to stay out of sight. However, this form of analog stealth means you're never fully hidden. If enemies get close enough, they can discover you, even in
God.
grass. When Ellie is overwhelmed, running away is a viable option. You can also break class or crawl through tight spaces to find new paths or areas to evade or take on your enemies. In any given combat situation, you can flee an encounter and reestablish stealth to regain the advantage.
Going out of their way to leave out the identity politics.
There are a
bullshit.
variety of tools at your disposal. Ellie's more
What's that?
I said they're going out of their way to make you seem like there's no identity politics. That's all they care about is the messaging, but they want to act like they care about the gameplay and the experience, but they don't.
prevent you from taking down.
I mean, I think that might be giving them a little too little credit. They do, I think, care about making a good game. It's just that they've also got some things that they want to push and some odd story choices with which to do it.
Yeah, but I mean that's like saying that the Last Jedi really wanted to make a good movie that honored Star Wars when it didn't. It was simply to push their agenda, utilize that platform.
Navigate the environment.
We've seen Neil Druckmann say point blank that he almost made a misogynistic game. Who the fuck talks like that? What normal person talks like that? Nobody. And he's been poisoned by Anita.
Yeah, that is not a great element of it.
I mean, that's the thing. The gameplay in so many ways does look really good, but we know what all surrounds it.
Threats are present.
Right.
Creating
I
new
mean, the gameplay in the first one was solid.
opportunities.
I thought the story was great. The gameplay is fine. I don't remember it from the gameplay like I do a Titanfall, but the story was good. The cinematic aspect of it was great.
Even like Andrew and I had a fairly lengthy argument about this that I don't want to totally bring back up, but I always saw The Last of Us as being a nice ray of hope for the survival horror genre, because at the time, the Resident Evil series had basically turned into a shooter, and the stealth elements and like crafting and stuff and really kind of sneaking around and having zombies that you could actually avoid without engaging were all pretty good stuff that made Last of Us,
greater control.
I would say, almost a revolutionary survival horror game, but it's been exceeded since by a lot of different other games, like even the Evil Within series, which I think gets far too little credit. But the narrative and the story is really what set it apart and made it much more memorable than it otherwise would have been if it was just trying to, like, if it had a campy Resident Evil story, like evil organization, big lab, zombie boss at the end, shoot him with a rocket launcher, game over. Having those like good characters that you're really connected with helped the game a lot. So that's why it makes it kind of sad of what will happen to those characters in particular in this game.
That's a lot of talking, Mark.
So that's what he does. That's why we love Mark.
Survival will also
He didn't
require
respond.
large ingredients to refine an environment, which can be crafted into a
I feel
wide
I've said my piece.
range of offensive items, like proximity mines, explosive arrows, pistol suppressors, and more.
Turn it back up.
They're just talking about crafting. It's basically, I mean, this isn't really that fucking unique. You know, they're talking about, find something in the world, like something to use a pistol suppressor as, shit like that.
All of these systems are
It
meant
doesn't.
to put you in the
It
world.
doesn't look like they're revolutionizing anything with this. More of the same with the gameplay, but that's not really a bad thing. You know, the first game was good.
Yeah,
it was really good.
As we've said before, this is Naughty Dog's largest, most ambitious game. It may seem like we covered a lot, but we've only scratched the surface of Last of Us Part 2. We can't wait for you to experience it all for yourself on June 19th. Until then, here's an extended sequence of never-before-seen gameplay.
And it's Ellie.
I want to see the golf club.
No, there's no way. They're just doing
there's
extended
not.
game. Well, I was really hoping though the extended gameplay scene being of Abby would have been an interesting thing for them to show, because then that would be telling everybody, even the people that don't know the spoilers, that there's 2 playable characters in the game officially.
I want to see Abby working out.
Yeah, it's like lifting logs in the forest. Like the idea of this world where like you even have to use a boat. Or even has to use a boat to like transit through the city because it's so flooded and overgrown, I think is cool.
Isaac's not happy about it.
It looks like Abby. Looks like Ellie learned how to swim. Funny enough, that was actually, I think, Anita's critique of the original Last of Us. She's just like, it's ridiculous that Ellie doesn't know how to swim. You have to help her across the water. It's like,
it's ridiculous that in a zombie apocalypse, a girl didn't learn how to swim.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
Swimming
Can't
is
expect
like
critical thinking out of that
humans
woman.
don't automatically figure out how to swim. That's something most people actually really need to be taught.
This game's going to get such good reviews from the mainstream.
Not if they don't get their show review copies.
I think it still will.
I think so too. Oh shit!
Yeah, she has a Vita.
What the fuck is that?
Why not a Switch?
Where is she?
That actually would have been really funny if it
That would have been funny.
You can see in chat, PS Vita. Oh. Should have kept your mouth shut, bitch.
Take the Vita.
Nah, I'll leave that there.
She's gonna get the Vita. It
Yeah,
stands
Vita
out.
was a great system.
She's gonna get the Vita. Nope, she didn't.
She could use it as a distraction.
They play Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 on that thing. Solid versions too. Bluepoint did great jobs on those ports.
I basically just had Final Fantasy 1 through 10 on there.
Good. I got my girl waiting for me.
Was that a person of color she just offed? Oh no, says Brucey T.
In our chat or on PlayStation?
On our chat.
Okay,
On
so
our chat.
it's in PlayStations. That would have been incredible.
How glorious would that have been if somebody was serious about that? And so,
Oh my god, they murdered a woman of color. This is why Ellie deserves to die. I'm kidding. Don't kill Ellie. She's the Last of Us 2.
Did you hear how y'all getting called to the club?
A hell of a shot with a pistol.
I heard you might take the fight to them.
No way. Not after what went down last.
Yeah, it's a weird video game trope with pistols being like hyper accurate at range.
Yeah.
Even like in the Uncharted games, like you're way more accurate with one of the pistols than you are with a rifle. And like the rifles are basically spray and pray weapons in Uncharted. And it's like, you guys haven't spent a lot of time at the gun range, have you? Because like it's hard to hit something accurately with a pistol at like 20 feet.
I like
Never
the
mind,
brutal,
like 50 meters.
I like the brutal kills.
Sticky tape from that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the executions always looked really cool, even from like the initial trailers they were showing.
Thank you, Matt G, for the super sticker with a birthday cake. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it.
We want Amy. I saw we want Amy Hennig in the chat.
I don't know what Amy Hennig's doing now. He was making a Star Wars game, but that got canceled.
There's Neil Cuckman in the chat. Hi, Neil. In our chat.
Oof. We also had a $5 super chat from Smooth Jam California at £5. Professional video game critics are the most laughable people I've ever come across online. Entitled doesn't even begin to describe these people. Thank you for that, Smooth Jam.
Yep, exactly.
So I guess I should never go pro.
Why did I get a free copy? I'm so oppressed.
But Mark, you would have the benefit of actually being a gamer.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion, Mark, when they try to make these games, you know, like fairly realistic, but at the same time, like, you know, they're like, oh, we're not going to give you very much ammo, but we'll give you the ability to carry like 7 rifles.
I mean, Last of Us actually did a pretty good job with that, or at least the first one did, in that like you can see everything that she's carrying sort of hanging on her backpack. It's one of the reasons why shooters got kind of weird when Halo came out, and that like Halo's thing was, oh, you can only hold 2 weapons because it would be silly to be able to carry more than like 2 long guns at a time. Yet Master Chief's got like hyper-powered armor that realistically he would be able to carry more than that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's different philosophies. Ultimately, it's a video game still, so there are going to be concessions made to realism, but realism and immersion are 2 different things.
I think you definitely gotta you still have to make it enjoyable, and you still have to make it flow properly, and so to make it that realistic, I think you're going to lose the entertainment value of it if you make it that realistic, where you turn it into how it would actually be in real life.
There's a market for that, though. Like, I mean, that's what the ARMA series, ARMA, that series is a series of military shooters that are all about being like as close to realistic as you can get, with like a bullet drop being very heavily realistic physics models dropped to it. So like having to actually like switch your sights to figure out what range you're shooting at, and it's the kind of thing that most players aren't going to want to deal with because it's not very fun. But the difference is focusing on immersion over realism, and I think that's where you got to try to find the balance between the immersive realism and fun. But I mean, they don't say fun here. So.
Yeah, they're not allowed to say fun there. That's a good old Neil Cuckman. It's the bad word for Neil Cuckman.
Nora.
That's not very fun. You know, if you were having fun while you're doing this, it'd be acknowledging your privilege or something like that. That's probably probably something that has to do with that.
It's just it just have such a deranged worldview, man. Like, you guys have a very popular gaming franchise. I mean, I know you shouldn't call it franchise; it only has 1 game, but you have a very popular game, a huge fan base, and you're allowing identity politics to ruin the story and the characters that you've created. That's the problem right there.
Which were the main selling point of the original game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Is this the scene where it happens?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, that room kind of looks familiar from the memes, but maybe I'm wrong.
No. I think it happens at the.
No, okay, that's not the room. Never mind. That angle's different.
At the end. Wow, stunning gameplay that looked almost exactly like the first game. Really. I mean, maybe
but-
also like on the quality that they're streaming it at, like that didn't really look any better than the original Last of Us. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
captured from a PS4 Pro right down there at the bottom too. So
yeah, just that didn't. I mean, if I'm watching that and I'm like looking to be convinced. I mean, I'm not saying that was terrible or anything, but there was nothing mind blowing about that. You know what I mean? From my perspective.
Make sure we didn't miss anything. We're gonna do anything else? Surprise! It's all fake. Nope, that's it. There it is. He's selfish. All right. Well, I guess that's it. That's the state of play. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't anything mind blowing.
Kind of underwhelming.
A little bit. Listen, the gameplay does look really good, just like the first game. But the difference is now they have a jump button. That's essentially the difference between The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2 gameplay. The revolutionary jump button that you can now use. I don't know.
Yeah, that was
a lot like they're just kind of expounding and expanding on pre-existing mechanics, which I mean, I guess it's kind of par for the course for most video game sequels, if we're being honest. But yeah, I mean, the gameplay looks solid, which isn't anything other than what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like it didn't blow us out of the water for sure. I mean, we're also a little biased, to be quite honest, but Ghost of Tsushima, I was a lot more excited about what we saw in that. Maybe that's because that's a whole new game. You know what I mean? Like, this did just look like more Last of Us 2, this time heavily focused on Ellie, obviously, as opposed to Joel.
If you eliminate everything that we've had to deal with from Sony and Naughty Dog, including the leaks, including the copyright claims, the DMCA, all that stuff, and you just watch that as a fan of, you know, the first Last of Us game, and you're wanting to watch that, nothing about that was, I mean, it wasn't bad, but nothing about that is like, wow, this is the next level for The Last of Us. Like, that was a very safe presentation, and that's because they are staying away from the details of this game, because they already know how bad the details are. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, like I was saying, I was sort of thinking that they'd have the guts to like show Abby gameplay for the last bit of the presentation, just to be like, hey, we know that this is out there a lot, but here's how it might be cool to be playing as this character too. Here's the things that she can do that Ellie can't. We're
Just
not going
watch
to tell
her
you
pop
why you're
some
playing as her.
Choke some dude's head off.
Yeah, well, I saw I think it was in our comment section, some person took note of how easily Ellie overpowered it, like a full-grown man. And what was really cool about playing as Ellie in the original Last of Us, granted she was supposed to be 14 or 15 at the time, is you could not play the game the way you were playing as Joel. Like when you were playing as Ellie, you had like your little pocket knife, and you're actually better at doing executions than Joel, because Joel, for some reason, didn't have like a melee weapon that he always kept with him. So to do executions with Joel, you had to pick up a brick. But Ellie was better at sneaking around, jumping and like stabbing people in the neck and stuff. But if you got caught out in the open as Ellie, you were screwed. And it made it so that you really had to approach the game differently. But I think from what I saw there, it seems like Ellie in Last of Us 2 just plays like Joel in Last of Us 1. It didn't seem like there was any real difference there, but
only like, 85 pounds. But,
yeah.
It will be interesting. Force Ghost Jimmy says, I'll stick to Tetris on the Game Boy.
Best game of all time.
Well, you probably won't be disappointed until they tell you the square identifies as something. The square identifies as one of those stupid Z's.
I have it on good authority that Tetris is a Russian bot.
Is that confirmed?
I got it from the song that plays while you're playing it.
Okay, well, just make sure before you tweet it, make sure it's true, because we don't want the Twitter fact checker to take you down. So,
what about you, Andrew? What were your impressions on that?
Like I just kind of touched on. I mean, I wasn't expecting the gameplay to be bad. I was expecting it to be more of what I had in the first Last of Us game, which was solid gameplay, but I was not shocked at all that they didn't really show much in way of a story, given everything that's been going on, because they know They know that they're going to take a ton of heat and it's going to blow up even further. It felt like a very safe trailer. If I just look at it objectively, like removing the context of everything that we've been dealing with Sony and Naughty Dog, and just look at it as a fan of the first game, there's no real hook in that trailer. There's nothing that stands out as like, ooh, I'm stoked for this because of that. You know, every game trailer or even movie trailer has that one clip at least that's a hook that grabs you, that gets you actually excited about the product. That didn't have that.
I didn't really hear what the woman who she was talking to at the end said, though. Did you guys catch, like, was that a line of dialogue that seemed pretty like enticing or prophetic?
It said, "You remember me? Yeah, you remember me." That's basically what she said.
Wait, was that Marlene? I guess maybe she lived. I don't know. It's hard to tell when they changed the character models.
I was going to say,
I'm
she
not
died
sure.
in the first game. That doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
well, I mean, like we see Joel, I guess, presumably shoot her, but I guess it cuts to black. We don't really see.
Don't say anything that gives Ryan an opportunity to bring up Darth Maul and how he shouldn't have been brought back from. That's how he operates.
I wasn't even gonna say anything.
It's just fucking with you.
I was just gonna say that it could also just be like. So we know the entire premise of this game, right? Something happens near the beginning to Joel, and then then Ellie spends some time trying to hunt down who did that to Joel, right? So this could be her like infiltrating that group, right, and trying to find somebody, and that's why she says, "You remember me?" because she's been trying to track them down. I don't know. That's where my guess could be when it comes to that. It's a bit of a graphical upgrade and extra jumping and hiding features. That's right. That's kind of what it looks like, Bruce.
Yeah, just expanding on what was there already.
The idea of using the Pokemon long grass to hide and stuff. That's
also.
Yeah, exactly. Horizon or Assassin's Creed or whatever. Same principle with the hiding, except you're not actually hidden like you are in some of those other ones, right? You can have somebody, it seems like you can have somebody right up next to you, in like Horizon Zero Dawn or Assassin's Creed, and they won't find you. But in this one, you're still visible. You're just, probably not within, until they get within 5 or 10 feet.
Which makes sense. I mean, the grass there, it looks like it's maybe a foot high or a foot and a half high. So if you're laying down on it, you're flattening the grass around you anyway. So yeah, why would somebody not be able to notice you there? It's not like this is the long grass from Lost World.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, overall, like I said, if I'm separating everything from that, all of the nonsense, and I'm watching just that's really all I've gotten up to this point about The Last of Us 2. I'm not seeing anything in that blows me away at all. Like nothing. Not that I was even before all this nonsense, I wasn't really again, I was very much a big fan of the first game, but I wasn't excited about this game for there was no real reason. I just felt like, all right, that should have been a one-off, and with the announcement of this, I mean, I heard the complaints and everything about some of the issues, but I didn't care. I was like, oh, whatever. But then when all the leaks happened and everything started getting exposed about what direction they're moving in, and then there was a lot of people on YouTube that were calling out Naughty Dog long before we did, and then you kind of go back, you're like, wow, this has been a big problem for a while, actually. But yeah, just watching that, there's nothing make me excited for this game. It's not bad though. It's not like you're watching it. It's like looks terrible. I'm just saying that there's nothing there that makes you. If you're on the fence, I don't see anything there that gets you off the fence. I see nothing.
I mean, if anything, I'm off the fence in the other direction because I was kind of planning to just pick up a used copy and then play through to do a review for this channel. But like after seeing that, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I might just not even bother. Like,
I wasn't immensely excited to begin with because I loved the first game. I played it basically nonstop for a couple days until I beat it. But I didn't want a sequel to it, actually. So from a narrative perspective, I loved how the first game ended things kind of ambiguously and it makes you think what comes next, but I didn't actually want to be told what came next.
Mm-hmm.
I think that so I'll be honest, if you're just someone who's a big fan of the Last of Us, I actually like for the most part, and if you don't know anything about the leaks, which let's be real, I would say the vast majority of the player base probably doesn't. They don't know about the leaks in detail like we do. If you're just one of those people and you see that, you're probably going to be pretty hyped because it looks basically exactly the same. So I think that, like you said, it might not get a bunch of people to all of a sudden hop on board, but I also think that it does its job and it's going to appeal to that big group of fans who just want more of the same. They might be for a surprise when, they play the first couple hours of the game and Joel gets, gutted, but I don't know. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was very safe, and I think with everything going on, I think that's something we continue to see is they are playing this very safe right now with this game, because they know that the criticisms are valid. They know that, and there is the story element that they are clearly trying to stay away. They're trying not to, even though they have confirmed the leaks by striking everyone down, including themselves, dumb fuckers. They have confirmed it from that perspective. I guess they don't want to actually show some of these moments that are being screenshot and memed and everything like that. So I do get it. But
they don't want to give us the ammo. They don't want to give us the confirmation and the vindication of like, yep, we were right.
Yep. Exactly.
No, he doesn't literally get gutted. I won't spoil what actually happens to him. Because I'm sure there are some people watching that don't know the leaks, so we're not going to spoil the game if you're here and don't want to be spoiled. So. Yeah,
and that's the look. As much shit as we talk and we have our opinions, at the end of the day, we all are supportive of you. If you want these games, if you want to play it, if you want to buy it, whatever you want to do, that's your decision, not ours, not mine. And just like all four of us here, if any of these guys wanted to buy it, I don't care. They're not, but I just know that if they did decide it, I already know that they don't want to get it. But if they did, that would be fine. But ultimately, what Naughty Dog is doing and how they've handled this situation is objectively bad, and it's bad for not just me, not just you, but for anybody. It sets a terrible precedent moving forward, and that's kind of why I responded to the blue check mark on Twitter, whining about not getting a review copy. And
putted, not gutted. It's good. It looked like they were using like a 8-iron.
So yeah. So if you guys are looking forward to it, awesome. Wait, what? What?
Did you
say? No. I'm that comment right there. Hang on.
Do you say something on Twitter?
Third strike. Hang on. Looks like he got a video taken down. He got a third strike on his channel.
No, hold on. This is it. Goodbye, my friends. My channel is going away after a person that doesn't exist striked a video. My channel, I have 3 strikes. My channel is gone in 7 days. Well,
there's a 7-day delay. That seems odd because I thought there was no appeal process once you get 3 strikes. I don't know exactly how it works though, but I remember thinking that it was strange how it worked.
There you go. This is it. Goodbye, my friends. It was a blast. My channel is going away after a person that doesn't exist striked a video, and another one was given today by @GrossiGore, known as Gross Gore, for a Twitter video. I have 3 strikes. My channel is gone in 7 days. Thank you.
What the fuck, dude? Memologies is one of the good ones, man. Memologies is awesome. I just retweeted him. So,
wow.
There it is.
Allie Larson.
GrossiGore96
at gmail.com.
That's old boy, the one guy.
This dude, hold on.
He's been having some beef with Scarce.
This guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's had some beef with Scarce.
I have no idea who that is.
Scarce is
never heard of her.
Scarce is the guy, a big channel. He's got like almost 3 million subs. He covered the Naughty Dog leaks, covered me specifically. But he's kind of like a Keemstar style channel, you know what I mean? Or a Philly D in terms of like he just has like Scarce is legit though. He doesn't get into drama. He's a good dude. But he just covers, basically YouTube stories, you know what I mean, on his channel. So him and that guy had a big beef about 2 weeks ago, and then Keemstar got involved. It was crazy. So let's see.
That is gonna suck. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope something happens. Not normally. Normally, there would be some people that you might be able to talk to help him out, but it doesn't look like YouTube wants to do anything for some of those people like Keemstar right now, considering they're taking his videos down because he's criticizing H3H3.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I am so focused on getting this site developed and moving all of our stuff up, because I'm just so tired of this stuff with YouTube, man. I'm so tired of the I mean, again, I'm thankful for YouTube. It's given a great platform. But it's so stressful, man. You know, you just don't know what you can and can't do anymore. The system is being abused. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, hopefully Memology gets this fixed. He has helped me out a lot. I have talked with him several times in private messages over the last few months. He's always helping me out. He's always giving me advice. He knows his stuff. So hopefully he gets this situated.
Yeah, I hope so too, because that's bullshit. But anyway, kind of that distraction. I don't know. Do you guys have any kind of last thoughts as we wrap this up?
No, I mean, I think I've kind of said everything in terms of my perspective on this. It's just, you know, very underwhelming. Even objectively watching it, very underwhelming. Nothing that would make me excited if I was on the fence. If anything, it would kind of just send me like, you know, I'll just play The Last of Us Remastered again. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, I'm sort of on the same page again. Like, I mean, I had a digital pre-order of the game, which I think I've talked about before. So most people here probably know that it was a process and a half for me to cancel it. But I did cancel it, but was still planning on picking up a used copy so that I'd be able to play through it, give like as unbiased as I could thoughts on how the game actually turned out, not just reacting to leaks, and do a review for the channel, trying to come from as objective a place as I could. But like, I mean, after seeing that, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, it seems to me like I think the situation is maybe kind of sour on the game, to the point that nothing that I saw there made me say, yeah, I should probably play the game anyways, because I'm probably going to enjoy it, even if I get to the points in the story where I'm like I was just kind of like, seems kind of like generic stealth gameplay, like not really much to write home about. It looks pretty, but I mean, also running at a trash frame rate. I think there is a 60 frames a second mode for PS4 Pro, but they weren't showing it today. So what I was seeing was just a poorly animated, nice looking screenshot slideshow.
Math is my best subject for $4.99 says, Jeremy, when you upload videos to your new site, what kind of video player will you use? Are you able to use a YouTube-like player or anything?
Yeah, I mean, typically, so we're going to be doing for the membership, for the premium membership, which would be $10 a month. That's going to give people exclusive access to our live streams. Probably do like some Mario Kart playthroughs. I might even let Mark and Drunk do their Dark Souls stream for premium members. But it'll be like an unlisted YouTube stream, just like people, basically like a Patreon style is what we're doing. We're creating our own Patreon on geeksandgamers.com, so I don't have to jump through all the hoops and worry if I offended somebody and they're going to take my ability to make money away. So a lot of unlisted live streams. Also, obviously, everything gets uploaded to BitChute. I might do some exclusive, BitChute stuff once we get this launched, but it will be from that perspective for the time being, and then we're going to evolve it, obviously. But launching the site, there's going to be some growing pains. I've had some really good, smart developers look at it to give me their opinion and give me their feedback on it. And I've gotten some good feedback. Actually, one of the toughest critics I know from a development standpoint looked at the site and gave me some positive feedback. A lot of constructive criticism as well, but some good feedback. So, but yeah, it'll all be like unlisted YouTube links and for the short term, and then we will evolve that over time.
So, you got any final thoughts, Andrew?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just even though I'm probably getting a free copy through my work. In fact, I'm pretty positive I'm getting a free copy through my work. I don't think I have seen anything that gives me reason to nice. That gives me reason to like dedicate however many hours it's going to take to play through this thing. I've got other games I'd rather play.
Yeah. I mean, that was funny. That one did catch me off guard. That comment, it wouldn't be one without Mark talking about frame rates. But yes, how would you guys feel if Drunk 3PO was actually a character in The Last of Us, or he just was very confused? Like, how do you turn on a flashlight?
I feel like Drunk just stay at the settlement.
He'd fall off the boat.
Protect our lesbians.
He's like, none of these girls are interested in me, man. It's the apocalypse. There's not one straight girl. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it, guys. I think we're gonna call it there. I do have a couple of videos I want to share with you. One is the video I just put out about these blue check marks bitching and why I think that them not getting a review copy might be indicative of something, and also how Eric Kane is a fucking bitch. I'm gonna share that right now. So go watch that, please. And then we also have a Park Hoppin' stream going on later today. Park Hoppin' stream. That's in a couple hours. So if you guys want to go over there and set reminders, Drunk 3PO would really appreciate it. So I will share that as well. And
one more time, real quick, give me a screen share, Ryan. So yeah, go to Memology. It's M101 News and retweet this tweet. Looks like Scarce is on it. So Scarce told him, Jesus, dude, appeal and appeal and say it was news. No reason that should get taken down. I already did, but the appeal takes effect in 10 days. But the YouTube gave the channel just 7. What the F? Holy shit. So yeah,
I think this is going to pick up some attention. So
oh yeah, no, if Scarce gives it a signal boost, it will definitely. So that'll open it up to other people too. So hopefully it happens, man. So like I said, Memology's helped me out a lot. Good guy. So
absolutely. All right. But we will call it there, guys. Thanks for hanging out to do this reaction with us. We had a good crowd, so keep on growing this channel. It's awesome. And I guess
Mario Kart tonight. Mario
Kart tonight on the Twitch channel. Yeah, don't forget. Wouldn't want anybody to forget about that. But thanks for being here. Thanks for watching the reaction. And we
wait. Are you going,
God,
Andrew?
Damn it.
Shut the fuck up. Are you going live, Andrew, on Twitch?
Yeah, I'm gonna be going live on Twitch here within the hour.
Boom, there you go. Caffeinated Wolf over on Twitch, so you guys can go check him out. So go ahead and drop a link in the chat if we got any mods, if you got a link to that. So
Krista's doing stuff, so Krista should be able to get it.
All right.
But make sure you check out Andrew's Twitch. Make sure you check out everybody here on the panel. And we
hang on, one more thing. No, I just wanted to aggravate Ryan. So.